Hello everybody! Finishing up some bits, putting a little ink in the engraving. Take a look. Okay, this one, so I painted this side already. This side, not so much. I mean, okay, so you gotta decide, shiny or antique? I mean, it looks good shiny, but every time I feel like I should antique it. So, you can see I got this one painted, and what am I using? I am using Rust-Oleum flat black paint. Uh, you know, there's various things you can use. Printer ink. I like the paint. I don't know if I like it, but it's what I use anyway. I must like it enough to keep using it. So anyway, it's pretty simple. Just here, let's set this here. So I take that paint and over here, I just spray it onto a Q-tip, and then just paint it on wherever you want it. Paint it on. So, and it's flat black, so it dries pretty quickly. I usually, I don't let it sit 24 hours. I don't let it sit 5 minutes. Basically, I'll ink this side, I'll flip it over, I'll paint the other side, and then I'll come back and take it off. That's about how long I let it dry. So, most of the time, the first wipe, you can wipe it off and it's still a little bit wet. So, but anyway, and then take it off with some paint thinner and some paper. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the camera up and we'll kind of go through it and you can kind of see how it works. Okay, so I just got some on this Q-tip and I'm just painting it on. You can see it's pretty thin because it comes out of that spray can. And so if you don't shake it up real good, you get a lot of the accelerant and not so much of the paint. So make sure you shake it up. But then just paint it in here. And I mean, it's not rocket science. It's just painting it in here and try to get it in the grooves. And a lot of times if you don't, if it's not sticking quite where you want it with this Q-tip, just let it dry for a couple seconds and then go back over it, and it will help put a little more in the groove. So, I mean, that's pretty simple. Just painting it on there. So, I'm running out of paint on my Q-tip, so it's not quite getting as much as I want in there. But I just redo it. Spray it, redo it. Okay, let's take some off. I just tear me off a piece like that. And then so I just dip the corner in there and then just wipe it off. Look at, see how fast it took it off? So, and I'm not pressing hard at all. This is a real gentle process. Probably if you let this dry, for an hour or overnight or something, then you probably have to do a little bit more scrubbing, I would imagine, to get it off of there. But I'm just kind of barely wiping it, and then when your corner gets all black, you can flip it over and use the other side a little bit. But then you just go to a different corner. Just wet that side, and again, just gently peel it off of there. And a lot of times what I do, because I bevel the edges of my silver most of the time, and I don't want any paint really on that beveled edge. So mostly I kind of focus on that, getting that off of there, and then while I'm doing that, it's pulling a certain amount off of the top anyhow. But you just go back over it and just keep going around, getting it off of there where you don't want it, leaving it in the grooves. And like I say, you got to be gentle. If you really scrub on it, you'll pull it all out of the grooves. Which, if you do, it's not the end of the world. Just go back, just dry it off, go back and repaint it. So, and if you get a stubborn spot where it's not really wanting to come off, leave it and come back, and the paint thinner will go to work while you're gone, and in a couple seconds you come back and it'll come right off. So okay, so I've got it pretty well to this point. There's still some loose paint on the surface, but then just find a really clean spot. And again, I'm not pushing hard at all. I'm just lightly buffing the surface essentially. And the paper has some shine quality to it too, so it'll kind of shine up your silver as you go. So yeah, there you go. You can see it didn't take much to get it off of there whatsoever. Let's back up here so we can get a better look at it. Focus. There we go. Maybe that's better. So, left it in the grooves. If there's a spot like, I'm catching a little reflection like right there. See that? I don't quite have, I mean, there's paint in there, but it's not totally black, not like this one here, you know? So, that's real simple. I mean, if you find a spot like that and you don't like it, just go back in there, stuff some paint back in that spot. And then just wipe it back off. But like I said, I'm just barely touching it, because if you touch it too hard, it'll pull it right back out. So anyway, that's ink in the engraving. There you go. I'll go around and do the rest of it. See them when they're done. Got them done. Got it all pulled back off of there. Looks good. I mean, shiny looks good too, but if you're going to go to the trouble of doing like some fine scroll work, yeah, you got to antique it so you can see what the heck you did. No sense spending the hours doing all that and not being able to see it. Right? So this one's got some steel engraving on the bottom, but same thing. Just paint it on, pull it back off. So there we go. Nothing to it. Till next time.